welcome back to my channel. So today I created this look for you guys. I've been wanting to do this for so long. Actually, the drippy face I took inspiration from NikkieTutorials. She's amazing. She did this like half demon thing and it was insane, so I wanted to do something with the drippy face. The skull, I saw this beautiful picture on Instagram by a girl called the Wigs and Makeup Manager. It's this one, if you can see, but she's insane and I just love the makeup, so I thought the two would be really cool together. So yeah, in total this took me, believe it or not, 9 hours. The video is probably gonna be like 20 minutes, but yeah. I really hope you enjoy. Please like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Yeah, and if you want me to do any videos or you have any requests, please just jot them down below, and thank you so much for watching. Enjoy! Bye! So the first thing I did, I just used my Clinique moisturizer. I just used it to prime my face and obviously moisturize my face. And then I just took my NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Barcelona, I believe, and I'm just mixing that with my Urban Decay All Nighter and just making sure that's nice and blended with a beauty blender. Sorry about my voice in the previous clips. I was so tired after filming for 9 hours that, yeah, you can hear my voice is so croaky. So now I'm taking this Becca Illuminator. This product, it's probably hands down my favorite product in the world. It gives you the most beautiful glow without making it too over the top. I think for those days when you just don't want to apply any makeup, this product is like my lifesaver. I love it. So now I'm just using an eyebrow pencil and just mapping out where I wanted to place the droops, using my fingers as a guide. And now taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer, just using it to warm up my face a little bit and just do a little contour. And this time I'm using the MAC Fix Plus and just a Real Techniques brush just to blend it out. However, this time I added way too much Fix Plus, so I think soon, yeah, I swap into a beauty blender just to blend that all out nicely. And now taking the Bobbi Brown Espresso ink just to fill in my brows. I wanted a quite strong brow, so as you can see the difference. I have no brows, but yeah, I wanted a really strong angular brow to go with this look. And then using my NARS Creamy Concealer, just tidying anything up and brightening under the eye. Using Laura Mercier's translucent powder, just baking a little bit, nothing over the top, just so it creates a bit more of a contrast. Now taking this light shade of brown, it's quite warm, just using it as a transition color for my eyelid. And then we're gonna take a light pink or just any kind of bone color, just on the eyelid, just to create a bit of a contrast. And now taking any darker cool tones, we're just gonna go in the crease, have a little sing along, and yeah, just build up. Now I'm taking a darker brown, placing it mostly in the outer corner, and then I'm gonna bring it in with, yeah, this even darker brown into the crease and just creating that sort of cat eye effect. So basically just add as much or as little product as you want. I wanted mine quite dramatic, so I added a lot of darker shades. And now I'm just gonna take my Naked 2 palette and then get the two shimmery lightest shades and just highlight my inner corner, my brow bone, and my eyelid. And now using the same shades as before, I'm just gonna drag them down on my lower eyelid and just create a bit of a smoky eye. And now taking my MAC black eyeliner, just to line my waterline, and then using a small brush or a smudge brush to smudge it out a bit, and taking my favorite, all-time favorite eyeliner. This is by L'Oreal. I think it's called the Perfect Slim Liner. I'll jot everything down below, but yeah, just creating a dramatic line. So now we're just gonna apply the one lash to our eye and then wipe off any translucent powder that's left over. And now taking Bourjois bronzer, just gonna bronze up our face. And now using NARS blush in Orgasm, just give ourselves a little bit of a rosy cheek, and taking Becca's Champagne Pop just to highlight our face a bit. So I found this palette on Amazon. It's a concealer palette. The colors are super creamy, so I wouldn't recommend to use them on a daily basis, but they're good for this kind of thing. So yeah, I just used the lightest color. I didn't want anything too over the top, so that's why I went more on the concealer direction. And now just going around my eye. And then you can always glue down your eyebrow, but I just couldn't be bothered, so I just used some concealer and some powder. And now just going around my face a bit more and define more the shape. And then going back to this palette, just taking the brown, it was like a really dark brown, and then just going around the areas that I wanted to make sort of hollow. I left a little gap just to give that sort of illusion that it's kind of a hole and there's bone on that side, and then I'm just shading in all the other sides. None of this has to be perfect. We're gonna go back in with some powder and some black liner, so don't worry about it if it's a bit messy. Yeah, so now I'm just taking a dark shade of brown and just setting all of it and making sure everything's nice and smooth. Now just taking a bit of a lighter shade of brown again, just adding some depth and texture to the eye just to make it seem like there's, you know, I think if it's just one color it's just gonna look quite flat, so we just want to add a little bit of dimension. And now using the darkest just to go all the way around the outer corner, just to make that sort of bone skeleton bits stand out a bit more. And then just blending. And now taking the same browns, I just used a mixture of the three of them, and now just going around the teeth and sort of creating like Hershey kisses. So do square lines first and then kind of make them join like a little triangle at the top with a little gap, and then I'm just blending it out and then going over it again and again and again until I feel like the teeth are the sort of way I like them to be. And then I just added some of the lightest concealer just to highlight the teeth further. And now the wrinkles. They were the hardest part, I'm not gonna lie. I basically took a darker shade, blended it out, and then using a highlighter or a light concealer, I just went in the middle between the two dark lines basically, and I just played around with colors until I felt that it looked alright. So it's just basically dark lines and light lines where you think the wrinkles would be. You just want to add depth. And now taking a shader brush again with the browns and just going around to sort of make the eyebrow bone and the cheekbone more like out there and not so flat. And then taking the first concealer I used, so the lightest shade, again just highlighting a bit more and neating everything up. Now just dragging the color a bit down and adding some more shadows and more depth and tidying things up a bit more. So I wanted to add a few cracks to it. I think that just makes it look a bit more vintagey and really cool. These are so easy. The messier they are, the better in my perspective. And yeah, just adding a bit more highlights every now and then. And yeah, I just said that I did my teeth as well, but my camera ran out of battery, so I didn't catch that. I just added some to my teeth. And now going up with a really dark shadow, we want to create that shade around the sort of droopy face and give that impression that the face is actually drooping. So I'm just adding really dark shadows and then blending it out and going back in with an even finer line and an even darker shade just across the line. Now I'm just taking this Primark eyeliner I bought just for Halloween, just because I didn't want to ruin any of mine. We're just gonna outline anything we want to make darker, talk to someone while we're at it, and yeah, you just want to add more depth, make it seem like the skin is over the skull. So now just adding some of this black to the cracks as well, just to give them a bit more depth, and we're gonna place it inside our mouths as well, just to give a bit more darkness in there as well, make it sort of coherent. And now really wanted to create a neck piece, so just doing something quite simple, placing it on my ear because I thought maybe my ear would be on show. So just adding white and dark colors. I think this is quite self-explanatory, so I'll just leave you guys to watch for a bit. So now moving on to the roses, I basically did, it's like random looking lines around each other, so wherever the two petals meet, I tried doing a petal above it basically. I think the more rough, edged and less perfect they look, the cooler the rose looks. I then just took a blending brush and tried smudging my eyeliner. After a while my eyeliner dried up a bit, so I couldn't really do that, so I just took my browns again and just added them like just above the lines basically, to sort of create like there's shadow in there, and then where the petals would end I'd sort of left it blank just to create a bit of a highlight and make it seem like it's blossoming out. So yeah, I just repeated that to the other rose, and then just adding some concealer to the tips of the petals just to add a bit more highlights and make the look coherent. So now just adding some of that dark color around her neck, and then I wanted to add my own little touch. I mean, you obviously can walk around with your fingers like this, but I just took some cotton bud and I rolled it between my fingers, and then using liquid latex, the one I have on the video is from Claire's, I think it was like £2 something, and just cutting it to size and then just waiting for it to be tacky a bit and then just sticking it on where it should be. And then once that's dried, we're gonna add darker colors, or like black or dark browns around the edges of the cotton, just to make it seem a bit more 3D. But before that I just used the back of a pencil brush just to arch them out a bit and make them seem more like elevated, like 3D and realistic. So yeah guys, I think that's the look completed. I had so much fun doing this. It's probably one of my favorite looks I've ever done. Please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.